Hello and welcome to the Breaking Free podcast. I'm your host, Nathan Francis from teenageselfsabotage.com. And today, as you can see and hear, there is no guest. This is a solo episode today. Lots to share, lots to talk about. It's been a while since I've done one of these solo episodes. It's been a hot minute, but I wanted to come on and just share a few things, talk about some stuff to really empower, to really inspire all of my listeners and all my viewers to take that step towards their better selves. Now, I know there'll be a few of you that are umming and ahhing about different things in your life, and this is a sign. If this is a sign for you to take that next step, then this is the sign. So first topic of discussion today is centered around what's going on currently out there in mainstream society, in modern society. So what we have right now in modern society are a lot of people not taking care of themselves. And by that, I mean overweight, lazy, depressed, sad, lonely, all these things, not going to the gym, not eating right, not drinking enough water, pleasuring themselves into this gutter of misery. The alcohol, the porn, the junk food, all these things, smoking, vaping. Then you have our boys out there talking to women so immaturely, sending them messages like on my video, which I'll put a link to in the show notes from TikTok and Instagram, where they're saying these derogatory, these immature things to women. Now, for me, I used to say that to women. Now, this video I'm referring to, this guy said to this friend of mine, "You look like you could go all night." And I'll repeat that. You look like you could go all night. Now, this is what's going on in the youth in the 18 to 30 bracket. And I'm hearing stories and I'm getting emails and messages from people, from women that are in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, still getting these sort of weird ass messages from guys. Now, let's break this down. There's three reasons I believe that men, well, they're not men, they're boys that would do that. Now, the three reasons are: the first person, when we fly out of the womb, that we lay our eyes on is our mother. Now, for boys, that is a special bond, a special connection. And given the way some mothers are, the boys carry around a lot of resentment if that mother is absent, if that mother is doing things to the father like adultery, those sort of acts. The son sees that and loses a lot of trust with the mother. So subconsciously, that boy is carrying around those mother issues. And it also would depend on what the mother's saying in the household as well. So there's a lot of factors to the mummy issues, but this is from my experience too. So a lot of the things the mother would say to the child would hurt, but the child's not sure what that feeling is. So that child carries that around subconsciously and it plays out in life. So for me, I had a girlfriend that cheated on me when I was 10 years ago. So I would have been 19. And that was a wound for me. So this is the second reason. The first reason is mum issues. Second reasons is a woman's hurt them. So for me, I'll personalize this one. I had a girlfriend, and I'll repeat that. I had a girlfriend 10 years ago that cheated on me. So subconsciously, if you're watching, think of it like my glasses case, which I'm currently holding. So if you're watching this, think of it like my glasses case, right? This part of the mind scans for the most repetitive content. So for me, familiar and safe was having a girlfriend cheat on me. So given the way this part of the mind works and operates, I deemed that a instant block from women. Now, that hurt too. So my heart closed off from love. My heart went, no. So then I set off on a path of self-destruction, which I've spoken and written about at length, which there'll be some blogs and some other podcasts where I go deep into it. But for now, I had this block. This heart was closed off. It said, no, no more. So I hit the self-destruct button. So I had nice women come in over that 8 to 9 year period. I had nice women come in. You know, we'd get to the exclusive stage and I'd say, whoa, 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 whoa. That self-destruct button, the subconscious comes in, it slots in and goes, you're closed off. You have wounding here. That girlfriend of yours hurt you. We're not worthy of something like that. So let's self-destruct. So then this part of the mind comes in. I self-destruct, kiss a best friend, ghost the woman. That's sort of how my behavior would be triggered in an unconscious setting. Now, I would consciously be like, oh, that woman's perfect. That's great. But unconsciously, you're not worthy. You're closed off. Your heart's closed off. You're still carrying around emotions and those things attached to that relationship. So you're not worthy of that. That was me unconsciously hitting a self-destruct button. This part of the mind works in so many different facets of your life. It's not just relationships. You might consciously say to yourself, I'm going to stop doing this today. So I'm going to stop drinking alcohol. I'm going to stop watching porn. I'm going to stop whatever it is, right? Junk food. So that's consciously. But unconsciously, you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. There's pain, there's trauma, there's feelings here that I'm not necessarily ready to deal with. So the unconscious mind will slot back in again and go, whoa, 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 whoa. This is familiar. This is safe. This is a safe thing to do. So I'm going to pick up and continue. That's why you find yourself saying, you've quit whatever it is, and then you're back on the wagon. Now, there's a few reasons why you're back on the wagon as well. So you could be back on the wagon. This part of the mind seeks familiar and safety within a certain tribe. And if your certain tribe is what I said before, the overweight, lazy, depressed, depleted, junk food eating, beer guzzling, forever child tribe, then this part of the mind again will draw you back to that tribe. So, for example, if you get fit and healthy, you set yourself off on a 6-week training fitness regime and you're looking and feeling fit, your tribe around you are like not looking and feeling fit and healthy, then that part of the mind seeks safety and familiarity in that tribe. So what's going to happen when you start rising up, you start becoming a bit healthier and a bit fitter? It's like crabs in a crab bucket. They're going to be like, come out and drink with us. Come to Macca's with us. Come and have that junk food with us. Why are you doing this when you should be like, or you'll get comments like, you're a different person. You've changed. Because that tribe like they see you as that old version of you and they miss you being that version. There's so many things at play here. And it all ties into why a boy would say those comments to a girl. So he would seek familiarity and safety in a tribe of boys that are doing the exact same thing. So he'd be getting instant gratification from his buddies. He'd be getting instant gratification from, his tribe. They'd be applauding him and clapping him and laughing with him, sending a message like that to a woman. I know for me, I used to send, not as derogatory as that, but I used to send messages like that to women too. And I know for me, I would get those instant gratifications from my tribe. They'd be like, Nath, G'ing me up, right? And then from my tribe too, it'd be, how many have you got? How many are you sleeping with? All those things, da, 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 da. That was feeding my ego. It was feeding my programming of being that F-boy player. So this part of the mind is super duper powerful. If you want to reprogram it, you want to reshape it, and you want to consciously be better, then watching shows like I talk about all the time, right? Friends and 2.5 Men and How I Met Your Mother and movies like American Pie, movies like Zack and Miri Make a Porno. I don't know how that one came in. Movies like that are hypersexual, that have the character like Stifler, like Joey, like Charlie, that are these forever childs that are drinking beers, that are thrown up in the bushes, that are laughing and drinking and having the revolving door of women. Then you're subconsciously seeking safety and familiarity, which I did, of being that guy, of being the player. So if you're listening and watching TV shows like that, that's another reason why you would be drawn to do those things and say those things to women, because you're watching Stifler talk about it. You're watching Charlie talk about it. You're watching Joey talk about it. Can you see how this is done? Can you see this yet? Are you sure? So there's your two reasons. Third, let's ramp this up. Third reason. What was the third reason? I love going live. There's two pretty good reasons there as to why a boy would do this. But there's also rites of passages that we need to take as human beings to grow and to evolve and to transform. So back in tribal days, the parents would send the boy out into the forest to fend for himself, and he'd come back a king. He'd get his own food, he'd do his own shelter. That was his initiation to being the fully functioning adult, being accepted back into the tribe. It was time for him to grow. Modern society, we don't have those rites of passages anymore. But the way to take those rites of passages in a modern world is to become consciously aware of the things that you're doing, the things that you're saying, the habits that you are doing every single day. Now, you get programmed, as I said before, like Stifler and Charlie and Joey. That's programming you to be a certain way. That's not necessarily programming you to take the rite of passage. The only way to take the rite of passage is gaining control of this part of the mind and reshaping it and reprogramming it to suit your your new way of living. So by taking out those old programs to insert new ones, to take that rite of passage. And another thing that modern society has sort of gone away from the old ways is men 100, 200, 300, 400 thousands of years ago all practiced this no fap semen retention. So there's that too. So there's your third reason. Men are watching porn. Or boys are watching porn. So what's their perception of women? A sexual object. So they're unconsciously perceiving a woman in a sexual way. That's what porn does. Porn programs you to perceive women in a sexual way. To reprogram yourself from that, here are 3 things you can instantly do right now. Turn your back on porn. Get rid of it. Sit with those temptations, which is part of this rite of passage. Sit with those temptations. Feel them come up. Feel them come up. You can transmute that energy as well, which is what I teach in my new program, which I will talk about at the end of this. So stay tuned. Transmute that energy. Third thing, change your perception. When you look at a woman that's in the gym, that's walking around, wherever you are, what's the initial thought when you see a woman, even on your screen, right? What's your initial thought? Think to yourself, am I perceiving her in a sexual way? Because we know we know what porn is. Porn's hypersexual, right? You got 2 actors on a screen doing their thing. Your woman's beautiful, full of plastic. That's enticing to a man and to a boy. So what's a boy going to perceive women as when they see them out in public? A sexual object. Why? Because I used to watch porn and I would perceive women as a sexual object. I would then say those things to women because I was sexualized. I was over sexualized. That's why I did the things I did. It was from porn, from my wounding. It was all these things mixed into one bag and said, Nath, you're doing these things, you're running these programs in the subconscious mind, you're doing these things, you're running these things, you're doing these things because you're wounded, because you're watching porn, because you're hurt, and hurt people hurt people. I was hurt, so I would go out and hurt. Hurt people hurt people. Are you seeing this yet? If you're listening and watching wherever in the world you are you seeing this yet? Are you getting this yet? Are you sure? Now, for boys out there, so they're getting bombarded with their wounding, their mummy issues. They're getting bombarded with the distrust of women, the sexualization of women through porn and through the TV, through the movies. Then there's another layer. Then there's the music. If you're listening to music from Eminem and all these rappers about bending girls over and doing these things, that's programming you to still think of women in a sexual way. So you got to turn your back on the music, the movies, the TV shows, all these things, and insert some empowering content into your reality, into your lifestyle, into this part of the mind, so that you're not perceiving women in that way. But it's also gaining that conscious awareness, of, if I'm seeing a woman out there, am I thinking about bending her over? Am I thinking that way? Or am I changing my perception and changing my perspective and going, hang on a minute, there's a woman there, she's pretty powerful. She bursts life, sperm, the egg bursts life. She's pretty powerful. Might want to get to know her on a soul level. You're changing that perception. And by simply changing that perception, you change your outlook, and you'll find yourself looking at a beautiful girl on Instagram and you won't send those sort of messages, because you're starting the hero's journey. You're starting to walk that path of betterness, to greatness, whatever you want to call it. Now, I touched on no fap semen retention. Let's circle back to that. I tend to go off on some epic tangents when I speak. This is what I do. So this podcast might be a bit mumbo jumbo, but we're getting back to the point. So we're going to circle back to semen retention. Now, there'll be some podcasts and blogs I've written about this and said about this in the show notes. So please feel free to go through the show notes. Everything that I've spoken about is in there. Click on the links and watch some of the podcasts and blogs that I've written about this energy. So a boy is harnessing that sexual energy. He is taking that rite of passage by simply harnessing that energy. This is the modern way of taking that rite of passage. So these three things I've spoken about, now we're getting the semen retention. This is the next step, right? So when you're watching porn and when you're masturbating and jacking off every single day like I used to do, I used to masturbate 3 times a day, minimum. Then on weekends, I'd sleep around and do my thing, and then I'd still be masturbating on top of that. So because I was having the casual sex, which is not real, because I was watching the porn, which was not real, I was having fake sex in a fake reality, it was fake. It wasn't real. Why? Because when you're coming from a loving place, you're a divine masculine, you're coming from a heart-centered place. Now, you're out of your ego. The ego wants the casual sex. The ego wants the alcohol. The ego wants the partying, right? So you're going from your ego to your heart. So when you're a heart-centered male, which I teach and help a lot of males go from their ego to their heart in my programs, which I teach males this all the time because I taught myself and I had great mentors teach me. So you're getting out of the ego, you're going into your heart, right? So you're in your heart. Now, you're not going to be chasing the fake sex and the fake stuff. All of this is fake. You're not going to be chasing those things. So when you're in a heart-centered place, fulfilling your soul purpose, a woman will come in and she'll pick that up on an energetic level, right? So then when you are to then get to know that woman and do things right, you won't be having fake casual sex. You'll be real sex. It will be divine masculine, divine feminine coming together to create and make love. That's real. Because when both male and female have a loving connection, that is real. The casual sex is fake. Semen retention boosts up your energy, natural boost of testosterone. It's full of your best enzymes, your best proteins, your best vitamins, and your best minerals. It is all in your semen. Now, there is a reason why porn is free on the internet. This is why. They want you depleting your vital resources, your vital energy straight out into the sheets, straight out into the tissue. Why? Because it's depleting men, it's depleting boys. Harness that seed and harness that energy, and you'll find you have a lot of energy to just do the things that you want to do. I have a lot of energy because I practice this. This is a way of life for me. This is how you start to do it. Now, if you're going to take this advice on board and implement this into your life, awesome. Because in the next 7 to 10 days, you'll have a wet dream. I guarantee it. Why? Why we have a wet dream? Why have I predicted that? Because that energy will sit in your balls if it doesn't go anywhere. So if you aren't going to the gym, you aren't taking care of yourself, that energy will sit there and you'll get blue balls, and then you'll find that that energy will just sit and it will just keep going, and then you'll go to sleep and bang. Got to move the energy around through breath work, through meditation, all the skills I teach men to transmute that energy, to live your best life is transmuting that energy. So if you have a dream and you have a purpose and you have a desire, use that energy to build that dream. If you don't have a dream and you don't have a purpose, then you're not going to use that energy to build anything. So then that energy will sit literally in your balls until you go to sleep one night and you'll wake up in a puddle full of semen. That is how this energy works. If you're transmuting that energy, you're getting it up through your body, up through your crown, you are building your best life by doing that. Then you will use that energy and transmute it into your goals, into your purpose, into your business, into your relationships. This is the 3-step process of the rite of passage. Gaining your conscious awareness, turning your back on the programming, and actually analyzing the things that you're doing through your conscious awareness, then unpacking your subconscious belief systems of why am I not worthy for that woman? Why am I watching porn? Why am I drinking alcohol? Why am I throwing up in the bushes every Saturday night? Why am I giggling and guzzling and beer guzzling and gambling and doing all of these things? Gain the conscious awareness of all that, then going inward, turning your ego, taking that out of the equation, going into that heart space, and understanding that there is a better life waiting for you on the other side. And it's called the hero's journey. So there's your 3-step process. And then the 3rd step is using that energy, that vital life force energy, which I'll reiterate, creates and births a life. So when the divine masculine and the divine feminine come together, they birth and create a life. They create a life. They create a new human. So if a male is not seeking to birth a new life with the woman, then it's the male's obligation to hold on to that seed and build his best life and use that energy to find his purpose, to find his deeper meaning, to find his soul. That's your connection. That's your power. So boys, consciously, if you're depleting yourself, your vital resources, and you're tired all the time, this is why. And you'll be so used to doing that as soon as you harness it, you'll go, whoa. And then the resistance, so you'll go back, and then you'll start to be like, I really was so tired. How did I function like this? Every time in the last 12 months that I would go back and deplete my seed, I'd be super tired for like 7 days. I'd be like, how did I function like this? How did I do the things that I was doing for like 20 years, depleting myself of all this stuff? Holding on to it's given me the energy to actually speak on this podcast, to speak clearly, to speak slowly. That's your power, boys. It's in your semen. So hold on to that energy. Hold on to that seed. Transmute it. Use it to build your best life. And boys, if you'd like to know more, email me, Nathan. That's Nathan, Nathan, self-sabotage@gmail.com. Or jump on my website, teenage, that's teenage, self-sabotage.com. And I will coach you through this process one-on-one. Also, that was a deep tangent. I hope a lot of men and boys get a lot out of that one. I got a 7-week program launching where we touch on this stuff as well. I take women and men through this process from the divine feminine sexual energy and the divine masculine sexual energy, where I have some guest speakers coming on to talk during my 7-week program, which launches on June 16th. So I look forward to seeing you all on opening day, 4 weeks. It's going to be an awesome. If you're aged between 19 and 35, then this program is for you to open the door towards your best self. Now, we're just going to scrape the surface a bit to show you how this part of the mind works, to show you how to start taking better care of yourself. I've got a guest speaker, Scott. That podcast will be in the show notes. He's Czech. He's a holistic lifestyle coach. Paul Chek trained. For those who know Paul Chek, CHEK. He will take you through exercise and nutrition to start getting your physical health moving in the right direction. I've got my brother coming on. My brother's going to talk about self-love, self-worth, which is a bit of a deeper emotional component, to see how we're building the 4 and 5 pillars of strength here. You've got your financial, your physical, your spiritual, your emotional, and mental. We cover all of these areas in the program. You can start gaining the knowledge to build your 5 pillars of strength, to then starting to implement the resources and the techniques and all these advice and all these things that we're going to show you to start gaining some conscious awareness, to start being your best. And then for those that sign up, you're part of a tribe. So for those that sign up, you'll be put into a support group, and you have access to me and my programs for life. I'll never ask you for another buck again when you're in my group coaching program. The only other buck I'll ask you for is at a very, very discounted rate, my one-on-one sessions. And you'll be in this program, and you'll be in the program for life. You'll be in the support group for life, and you'll also have me for life. I'm not just going to run you through the coaching program or run you through some one-on-one sessions and then see you later. I'm in that group. I will stay in that group. That tribe will be there forever. And it's going to be a beautiful thing, because that tribe will grow and grow and grow over the years. And I always will, and I say this to people too, so I'm going to say it out there publicly. If you're an OG, now that is OG, original member of my 3 programs so far, you'll have access to the new ones going forward. So you'll pay an inexpensive fee, a one-time payment, or if on a payment plan, one-time payment, and you have me for life. It is a lifetime investment. It is an investment in you, and it is an investment worth making. Now, this, I will reiterate, is inexpensive. This 7-week program and even my one-on-ones are inexpensive. A lot of coaches out there are charging thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars for this stuff. I've decided not to, because I'm of service to others. And a lot of people need this, and this is why it's here. So it is inexpensive. It's a one-time payment. There are payment plans. It is inexpensive. There are payment plans available. There is all those things available to you. And I look forward to working with you. If you would like to gain more information about the 7-week program, please email me. That is nathanselfsabotage@gmail.com, or DM me on any of my links in the socials below, and I'll get back to you, and I'll send you personally the 7-week overview of the whole program. If you want to go deeper, then I will personalize everything for you in the one-on-one sessions. So meal plans, exercise prep, affirmations, hypnosis, your manifestation, goal setting, all of it will be personalized and tailored to you in the one-on-ones. So, and also you have me for life there as well. I'm not just going to do 3 sessions with you, or 4 sessions, or 5 sessions, how many sessions you need, and say, see you later. No. You're part of the tribe. We're all working together. We're going to connect. We're going to do good things. and you have access to that for life. You have access to me for life. I look after my original people because they helped me get this off the ground. So please sign up. Please jump in. And if this is a sign for you, then let's make it happen. I look forward to working with you all on June 16th for 7 weeks, or I look forward to working with you one-on-one. You can book in your free 30-minute call and we can chat about all things you and how I can help you be your best, because we're obligated to be our best. You know, there's a better life out there waiting for us. And it's time we start to look inward and outward, change our perspectives, get healthy, get clean, get strong. So let's make it happen. This has been a pretty awesome solo episode, eh? I will definitely jump on and do more of these now. I feel like the solo episodes are good and I have a lot to share in them. So stay tuned for some more of these. Any new listeners, any new watchers, thank you for listening and watching. Please, please, please subscribe, and please, please, please reach out and take on that 3-step process, boys out there. 3-step process. We got there. I outlined it. That's how you take that rite of passage from child to boy, then from boy to adult. And you won't be sending those messages to those girls anymore, boys. You won't be watching porn anymore, boys. You won't be doing those things that you're doing. You won't be sleeping around either. You'll be taking better care of yourself to allow the divine feminine to come into your life, and you can have that genuine, real, authentic, loving connection that we all crave on a heart level. The ego doesn't want that, boys, but the heart does, and the heart knows the way. The heart knows the path, and I look forward to helping you just strip back your ego, become more heart-centered, and take better care of yourself for those around you and for yourself too. So this has been the Breaking Free podcast. I'm your host, Nathan Francis. I am very grateful and I'm very humble that I have a platform to share all this information with you. So thank you for listening and watching wherever in the world you are. And I'll reiterate, if you would like to reach out to me, please do not hesitate. Nathan, selfsabotage@gmail.com, or any of my socials. I will reply to you straight away. Thank you for listening and watching wherever in the world you are. You are worthy and you are enough and you can do and be anything. So go out there and do it. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers.